Now, if you're familiar with the situation, you have the fort, and around the fort you have some houses. The fort doesn't have a lot of powder left. You ever hear the expression, keep your powder dry? Okay? But if you don't have any powder, then it's even worse than having wet powder. Okay? So what Betty Zane does is she runs from the fort, runs back to the house, she gets some powder, and then she runs back to the fort. So, and they said, well, why did they send a woman for that? Well, because she said, send me because I'm just a woman. I'm not as important as a man. Try that today. I could just hear that. Hey, Alice, go over and get that powder. I'm sorry, the wife's a wonderful woman, but ain't no way she's going to run after that powder. Because she doesn't have an apron. So here's the poem. Women are timid, coward, shirk. At a sound of danger, some folks think. But men there are who for their lives dare not so far asperse their wives. We let that pass, so much is clear, though little dangers they may fear. When greater perils men environ, then a woman show them a front of iron. And gentle in their manner, they do bold things in a quiet way. And so to our wondering praise obtain, as on time did Betty Zane. The gate was open and on she sped. The foe astonished gazed, 'tis said, and wondered at her purpose till she gained that log hut by the hill. But when in her apron wrapped the cast, she bore back to close her task. The foemen saw her aim at last and poured their fire upon her fast. I didn't say it was good poetry. Bullet on bullet near her fell, while rang the Indians' angry yell. But safely through the whirling rain, powder in arms, came Betty Zane. Another little woman. She snatched from the table its cloth in haste, and knotted it deftly at her waist. Then she filled it with powder. Never, I ween, had powder so lovely a magazine. Talk to me not of Paul Revere, a man on horseback with naught to fear, nor of old John Burns with his well-crowned hat. He'd had an army to back him, so what of that? Here's to the heroine, plump and brown, who ran the gauntlet in Wheeling Town. Hers is a record without a stain, beautiful, buxom. I'm getting intrigued now. Elizabeth Zane. Well, I hate to tell you this, but she does have a stain. Elizabeth got, what's the expression for that? With child. Without the benefit of matrimony. Not that that's a big deal anymore, okay? But it was to her, and she's the hero of that. Now, is it a deal? Is it a big deal? No. In the overall history of the United States, the battle of either side of Fort Henry is minuscule. It's not even on a radar. But we're not American. We're Wheeling. And what you do with local history is you take those things and that are a little different, that show some heroism, and you play them up. So Betty Zane becomes a hero. Samuel McCulloch becomes a hero. Are they heroic for what they did for the overall improvement of society? No. Are a lot of these frontiersmen people that you invite into your home today? Probably not. If you've ever read anything about Louis Wetzel, Louis Wetzel was not a kind of guy that, he's a little bloodthirsty. I'm going to kill an Indian. Why? He's an Indian. But why? He's an Indian. Now, we might look at that and say, well, that's an awful attitude. But you have to, the problem with history is you've got to look at history in the context of the time. You can't put motives to people from our age to their age. What motivated them may not motivate us. What's important to them might not be important to us. Their values are not our values. Things change. These people are